So in this segment of Mrs. M's Math to the Masses in a minute or two, let's look at triangle midsegment theorem, which says a midsegment of a triangle is parallel to a side of a triangle, and its length is half the length of a side. So that means in this picture that this midsegment X is parallel to side Y, and its length is half of Y. We'll work a few simple problems in a minute, but let's look at the case if we'd had a midsegment for each side of the triangle. Keep in mind the midsegment is created by connecting the midpoint of each side, and again we should be paying attention to the fact that the midsegment is parallel to a side of the triangle. And let's look at doing this side right here with 3 arrowheads. What happens is the perimeter of the outer, if it were 10, since each of these segments is half as much, the perimeter of the mid-segment triangle, that's what is formed on the inside, will be half as much. If the outer perimeter is 10, the inner perimeter for the mid-segment triangle would be 5. And also look at the markings on each of the small triangles. You have one with 1 congruency tick mark, one with 2, and one with 3 on all 4 of these triangles. You end up with 4 equilateral triangles. You also can use the term scale because the mid-segment triangle inside is half the size of the scale of the original triangle. To work some problems, if X, the mid-segment, were 4, then Y, the segment of the triangle or the side of the triangle, would be 8. Likewise, if the side of the triangle is 36, the mid-segment would be half as much. And you could see a problem that could involve algebra, where you would have to say negative Q plus 48, since that's the one that's half as big, you need 2 halves to equal the whole, the longer side. So you have 2 times negative Q be negative 2Q plus 96 equals 2Q. When you add 2Q to the left to get to cancel, you would also have to add it to the right. And you'd have 96 equals 4Q. When you divide both sides, let's get this up, by 4, 4 goes into 9 twice, leaves you 1 left over. 4 goes into 16 4 times Q would be 24. And the question you started with was, what is Q? Those are some mid-segment theorem type problems.